Arriving here on your mat or on your chair or wherever you have arrived, we're just going to take some breaths to find ourselves. So, a lot of this practice is remembering ourselves and coming back home to sort of our center and our body and our breath. So, inviting you to imagine and see all the tendrils you've sent out into the world through worry, through stress, through caretaking, through caregiving, through all of the things that you hold. So, we all have lots of platters we're holding and lots of concerns and lots of things. So, this practice is a practice of coming back to here, to your heart center, to your core center, and allowing that to be enough for the next hour. So I invite you to see all the things you're carrying in your mind's eye, in your energetics, feel all the things, all the energy you've put out. And then close your eyes, allowing yourself to come into your heart center with your mind's eye, with your visualization, coming right into your heart, taking a deep breath. As you exhale, take a seat right in your heart center and start pulling in the tendrils, the cords, the energetics that you have given to the world, to everyone else, and literally pull them back home. Feel your energy pulling in. And with each inhale, filling yourself with air, with energy. With each exhale, arriving more fully here at your center, continuing to pull in anything that needs to be pulled in, and then finding that place where it's just you and your breath. And then checking in with your body, with your energy, with your heart, with your belly. And if you find that when you check in that you are stressed, that there's grief, that there's a lot of tightness or anxious energy, take a big breath in and give a big hug around all of that. Just allow it to be there, notice it, and breathe around it. And as you exhale, let it out. Release it with an audible sound on your exhale. And do that 3 or 5 times, inhaling around anything that feels tense, tight, anxious, whatever you find within that you might be ready to let go of, and then allow it to just release from your body energetically and to become pure energy again out in the world. And then as you have finished that, noticing more stillness, hopefully within, and just breathing into that heart center, allowing your belly to be soft, allowing your lungs to fill. With each exhale, allowing your presence to root here into body, feeling the weight of your body on your mat, feeling your legs, your sit bones. Feeling that with the inhale, your spine lengthens up through that little top of the head, helium balloon lift. With each exhale, maintaining that little lift and feeling yourself grounding into the weight of your body, but a lightness to the weight. Inhaling into that body center, top of head lift. And exhaling into grounded presence right here. 2 more deep inhales. Feeling you still seated at your heart center. And now the inhale gives you that energetic lift from that center through the top of your head. The exhale allows you to find that groundedness, that root, down from heart center into body, into presence on the mat, rootedness to earth. And then from this place of more stillness and more presence, allowing yourself to set an intention for your practice for the next 40 minutes, 45 minutes of movement, followed by a little meditation. Setting an intention to be present or to be mindful or to be kind, to be doing things that feel useful to you, to be self-referencing, whatever it is. Okay, we are going to come onto our hands and knees and move through our spine a little bit to warm up our spine before we do our core work. If coming onto hands and knees is challenging for you physically, you can stand and lean into a wall or into a counter, and you can do the same movement through the spine. So finding your all fours position, hands under your elbows, which are under your shoulders, allowing that lengthening from tailbone to top of head. Looking right between your hands so that you have beautiful alignment through your neck. And we're going to start doing cat-cow, but only with the upper body today. So from the bottom of the ribs to the top of the ribs and top of the head. So coming into angry cat, but leaving the lower spine neutral, pushing into your hands, letting your head drop, and just arching to the bottom of your ribs. Taking a big deep breath and feeling that rib expansion with the inhale. And then as you exhale, dropping the heart space down, allowing your shoulders to go back, looking up. If your back arches a bit, that's fine, but focusing on the thoracic spine where your ribs are to extend that and look up. And then reverse into cat, really focusing on the ribs, pushing through the hands, arching through that rib space, thoracic spine, and let your head drop. Take a pause to really allow gravity to drop your head. Feel the stretch up your neck and into your upper back. Take a breath in and feel your ribs expand. Feel your head even heavier, strong still through your shoulders. And then allow yourself to sag. Shoulders back. Lifting your heart space up, forward towards the wall, and then as much as your neck wants, lifting your head up and extending your neck, opening your throat. Be mindful and careful of your neck, but allowing that front of throat, front of neck to open. And one more into cat. This time, allowing your tailbone to tuck under two, allowing your low back to come into flexion. Be mindful if you have any kind of a disc issue to please don't push this into flexion, just stay more neutral. If your back feels fine and or needs more opening, really tuck under and arch and lift that space between your shoulder blades up to the ceiling as your head drops down. Take a breath in. Feel your ribs expanding, feel the space in your back body open and then drop. Closing the back body, opening your front body, heart opens, throat opens, tailbone lifts. You can include your lower spine this time more. Beautiful, and coming back to center, lovely. We're going to do 2 wags, doing our little tail wag. So we're going to open up our side body, thoracic and lumbar. So first wag your little tail to the right, and you're going to look over to the right as if you're looking at your tail, feeling your left side body open, quadratus lumborum down there, your low back open. And then wag your tail to the left and look to the left, feeling your right side open. And then wag to the right one more time. If you don't feel too much stretch, you could walk your left hand over to the side, the right side of your right hand to increase how much stretch goes along your rib cage. Really wagging your tail will get that QL, quadratus lumborum, down there low. And then same thing, wag to the left. And if you need more stretch, walk your right hand across to the outside of your left hand, really curling left, opening that right side. Very nice. Then come back to center and we're going to roll over and lay on our backs. And laying on your back, first thing we always do is find lumbar neutral. So that's that place between the two extremes of your low back motion that feels open, pain-free hopefully, and most spacious. So first find the extreme of extension, arching your back, tailbone down into the mat, and then find your extreme of flexion, pulling your pubic bone up, flattening your back into the floor, and really curling into flexion. And go back and forth a couple times and then find that middle place. Where does it feel open, a little curve, not too much pressure through the low back, most pain-free. Pause there. You're going to hold this position of your low back for the next little while. Inhale into your belly, allowing your belly to rise. And then as you exhale, tighten that transverse abdominis, lower belly. You can go shh with your breath, tightening in, drawing belly button down towards the spine without smashing your neutral spine. So if you smashed, refind your neutral. If you didn't, keep that tightness. And then we're going to either march one leg and then the other, or come up to unweighted 90-90 and tap. So either way, marching, tapping, or 1 foot on the ground. As you tap, as you move those legs, don't let your back move at all. Keep your tummy tight and keep breathing. So lots of people tend to hold their breath. Your goal is to tighten the lower tummy and keep your diaphragm breathing going. So still allowing the lungs to fill and keeping that lower stomach tight, neutral spine, challenging with the legs moving. Check in with your shoulders, see if they can relax a little more into the mat. Check in with your throat and your neck. See if you can soften your upper body a bit more as we do a few more of these taps or marches. And when you're ready, hug your knees into your chest and give yourself a big hug. Let your tummy be soft and let your knees come on either side of your belly and take a big breath into your lungs and into your belly. Let your belly rise with the inhale, fall with the exhale, and come back to that heart center. Lovely. Okay, we're going to bring our legs back down, one and then the other to the ground, feet on the floor, knees bent, knees hip distance apart, not together, not way apart. We're going to put our hands behind our head, not to pull on our neck, but just to support our head. And we're going to do a little oblique curl. So you can do this in 2 ways. One is to keep your feet on the ground and to just curl your right shoulder up and off the mat, bringing your right shoulder towards the left hip slightly, feeling your obliques tighten, and then flattening back down, and then twisting to the right, pulling the shoulder blade of the left shoulder up off of the mat, and then laying it back down. You can keep going like that, exhaling as you curl, inhaling as you flatten. If that feels easy and you want to challenge, bring your legs up off the mat and you can twist while reaching the opposite leg up straight. You can bring your elbow towards your knee. If you don't pull on your neck, curling, exhale, flattening, inhale. Curl, exhale, flatten, inhale. Should start feeling those muscles on the side of the abdominals, kind of under the rib cage. They should feel like they're doing something. Few more. Full inhale, full exhale, not pulling on the neck, keeping your head facing kind of upward, your face. Good. Go ahead and release your neck. Bring your feet down if they're up. Stretch your legs long and reach your arms up overhead, stretching out your tummy. Take a big yawn and point your toes and reach down and point your fingers and reach up and just lengthen through the front body. One more big deep breath. Feeling your length and your strength. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. We are going to do one more thing on our back and then we'll roll over to our side and then we're going to sit again and do some neck openers. So bridging, you have two ways of doing bridging, which is the third thing we're going to do on our backs. You can either curl up through your spine and then pause at the top, squeezing your glutes and holding at the top for maybe 2 or 3 breaths before curling back down. Or if you have anything wrong with your low back, like a disc issue or a fusion, or just you don't want to curl through your low back, then you'll squeeze your butt at the bottom, tighten your butt cheeks together, tight, 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 and lift straight up into a bridge, pushing through your feet, keeping your back neutral, holding there for a couple breaths, and then very slowly and with control, not bouncing down, but lowering slowly, coming down and releasing. I'm going to lead curling, but if you want to do the other one, just do that. So with the curling, you want to pull your tummy in and kind of pull your pelvic floor muscles up and curl the sacrum off of the mat with those muscles. And then at the top of your sacrum, at the low back, start pushing through your feet, curling vertebrae by vertebrae up through your spine, one vertebrae at a time. Really allow your mind's eye to follow your spine as you do this, coming all the way up to weight across the shoulders, not on the neck. If you feel too much weight on the neck, pull your feet towards your hips just a tiny bit and you'll feel a little traction at the neck, a little weight off of the neck. If you feel any cramping of your hamstrings, lower down, stretch out your leg and squeeze your glutes first and then just lift straight up. When you're ready, start curling down, and as you curl down, feel that laying down of your spine through the upper back. Each rib is attached to one vertebrae, feeling laying down through the ribs, then through the low back, finally laying down the sacrum and the tailbone and releasing all the tension through your hips for a moment. And then take a breath and curl again, tightening the pelvic floor up, transverse abdominis down towards your spine and curl up that lower spine. And then start pushing through your feet to curl vertebrae by vertebrae up. At the top, when you've gotten to your shoulders, squeeze your glutes. Feel those gluteus maximus muscles, your buttocks, squeezing and lifting you up, 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 as high as you can with your hips.
holding that squeeze. You should feel the muscles activated. It should feel tight. Breathing, lifting, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your face, your jaw. This is a butt squeeze, not an everything squeeze. And when you're ready, curling down with control. Keeping the squeeze as you curl down that upper back, through the ribs, down through the low back, and finally release everything at the bottom, release the squeeze, shake it out. Okay, do 3 more on your own time, curling or lifting. Pause at the top for a few breaths, and then curl back down or lower slowly back down. And I'm going to be quiet so you can just be mindful of your own spine and your own breath. Very nice. Allowing yourself to settle back down into a plank position with your hips down whenever you're ready. And then we're going to release one leg straight. Go ahead and straighten out your left leg and give your right knee a hug up towards your chest. Pulling that knee up as far as feels comfortable, and then kind of arcing it across your body. So right knee comes towards left side, left shoulder a bit, feeling a stretch through the gluteals, through the hip. Big breath in, releasing tension, coming back to your heart center, breathing into your own center, checking in again. And then bringing the knee across body, coming out towards the outside, feeling an opening through the inner thigh and groin. Kind of use your right arm as a kickstand, maybe elbow on the ground, supporting your leg as it just flops out to a comfortable stretch. It shouldn't be painful. If it's too much flexion, bring it down a bit. If you need to, you could put your foot on the ground and let your knee fall out. Whatever feels useful for you and your body to open up the inner hip a bit. Good, and then bringing that leg back to center, putting it down on the ground and straightening it. Pause for a moment to notice the difference between your two legs. And then pull the left knee up towards your chest, letting the right leg completely relax, letting the groin and front of the hip stretch long. Pausing to pull that left knee into chest, feeling a stretch, and then finding knee across body, more of a stretch in the outer hip and glutes. Breathing into your hip, breathing into whatever feels tight. Not allowing yourself to think any, I should be feeling this or I should be doing that. Just notice your body and meet it where it is and find a useful stretch. Each breath, another chance to invite your body to relax and to open. The inhale, an invitation to soften, to open, to let go of something that doesn't serve anymore. That tightness, that pain, that thought, whatever it is, letting it go with the next exhale. And then pull that knee up and across to the outside, to the left outside, and just use your arm to kickstand, support the leg, let the inner thigh open. Again, find your stretch. If it's not what I'm saying, find a way that your inner thigh and groin can stretch, whether that's foot on the ground, whether that's straight leg, wherever your body says yes, that feels good, that's where we want to be. Inhale, invitation for body to relax, to open, to soften, to let go. Exhale, releasing, letting go. And bringing that leg back up and letting it go down flat for just a moment. Pause, feel your hips. Feel the openness and release any tension. Good. Okay, friends, let's roll over onto our side. I'm going onto my left side. You can go in whatever side you want. We're going to do a little bit of hip work. So gluteus medius is here on the side of the hip, attaches right into the greater trochanter, which is that bony part on the outside of your femur thigh. So you're going to feel the side of the hip ideally and not the front. So to do that, roll your hip forward a little bit so that when you lift your leg, you're using the back side of your hip and not the front hip flexors. Then you're going to lift your leg up in line with your body and hold it there. Tighten your tummy to protect your low back and keep it kind of in a neutral position. And then we're going to come swinging our leg forward, doing our bicycle. Bring it forward as far as you can. That feels like a good stretch. Bend it and reach it behind you. Swing it forward, straight leg forward again, opening the hamstring. Bend it and reach behind you, tightening glutes, not arching your back. Tight tummy protects your low back. Forward again, 2 more. Bend and reach, tight tummy. 1 more, forward, bend and reach. And as you're back, stay with your leg back behind you. Feel your glute, those butt muscles we just worked. And then pull your heel to your buttock, tightening hamstring, shortening that back of the thigh. Forward, lengthen. Back, glute fires, hamstrings fire. Forward, then lengthen it all out in front of you. 2 more, back, tight tummy, tight glute, tight hamstring. Then forward with control through the belly and reach in front. 1 more, back, curl, forward, lengthen. Very nice. Bring your leg to rest for a moment. Let it rest, and if you want, you can punch it out. We always do punching out the hip after each thing. Helps feel that gluteus medius. Tighten your tummy again. We're going to find that neutral spine again. Lift your leg up, and we're going to do circles. Imagine a nice summer watermelon or a soccer ball or a volleyball, and draw that circle with your toe. You're going to go both directions, so whichever direction you chose first is right for you. Breathing into that side hip. These are hard. You'll feel a lot of little muscles and that gluteus medius really firing. And go ahead and reverse. Opposite way, drawing that smooth circle with your toe. Imagine you have a little colored pencil, maybe Harold's purple crayon on your toe. And you are using the hip muscles to do all this movement, not the knee, not the ankle, all coming from the hip, even though your crayon is on your toe. Good, and let that leg rest. Bend your knees together and give yourself a little punch on the side of the hip wherever you feel that your muscles were working hard. Good job, gluteus medius, and all those rotators and all of those muscles. Very nice. Okay, we're gonna kick this knee up, foot on the ground, bottom leg reaches long and straight. We're going to do straight lifts from the bottom leg to tighten up the inner thigh. So lifting up and lowering slowly, 8 to 10 of them, up, slow lowering. and up, slow lower, up, slow lower. So that lowering motion with control is really important. Very nice. And relax it down. So activating and then let it go. And we're gonna flip over to the other side and do those same 3 on the other side. So there's lots of hip exercises, just doing a few today. Really the goal is wake up the muscles, get them working, make them remember that they're supposed to be doing something for us. So finding your position on your side, supporting your head, everything should be in nice alignment, neutral spine. Tighten your tummy up, hand can be on the floor or on your hip. Lift that top leg up, lengthening it, and then bring it forward. Keeping the core tight, feeling length when you come forward, and then activation of your glute as you reach back, and your tummy is tight, countering that desire for your back to arch, not letting it arch. Not because arching is not inherently bad, but because we're working to control a beautiful alignment while challenging our bodies. So working to control using our core, working to have beautiful alignment even when our leg is moving. Letting your shoulders relax. Go ahead and keep that leg back there, reaching long and feel your glute engaged. And then bend heel to the buttock, feeling your hamstrings tighten. Forward with bent knee and lengthen in front of you. 3 more like that. Really intentionally checking in, feeling each muscle group work. Back, bend, forward, lengthen, back, bend, forward, and lengthen. Beautiful. Bring that leg down, let it rest a moment. Reset maybe at your tummy, let your tummy go for a breath, and then reset the tightness, pulling in at the belly button. And then we're going to lift that leg up and draw our circles. Beautiful circles. Around with our toe, but again, the motion is coming from the hip. And the more you do this, the more the circles will be smooth and not tricky. Beautiful. Go ahead and reverse your circles. Other way. You might notice one way feels harder. That's normal. These muscles are critical for knees to feel good because they support the femur being in good alignment as it comes down towards the knee. It's also important for stability when you walk. Go ahead and rest it down, bend your knees together and punch it out so that you don't have sort of a hip drop waddle going on when you walk. Good, good, good. Doing these is also good if you have like a piriformis syndrome going on to get your gluteus medius stronger. Helps allow the piriformis and the deeper rotators, there's 5 of them, to not try to stabilize you so hard. So these are important muscles for lots of things. Go ahead and put your foot on the ground. Get that top knee out of the way in whatever way feels good to your body. And then lift that bottom leg up and slowly lower. So as far up as you want, depending on what range you have and how strong your adductors, adductors are, the inner thigh. These muscles support the inner knee and come all the way up into the pubic bone. So you will feel the whole length of the inner thigh. We will stretch these out when we come to standing soon. Nice. I am notorious bad at counting, but when you think you've done 8 or 10 or the amount that you did on the other side,
Or it says, oh yeah, you worked me and I feel kind of warm and like I got activated and woken up. And relax and let your knees bend and just take a breath. Come back to heart center, come back to breath, check in with yourself again. We're going to come to seated and do a couple little things for our neck and then come to standing. Good. Okay, friends, push up to seated, cross-legged again. So we're going to do a little stretch for the hips while we're in seated and then for the neck. So we often do figure 4 stretch after we do that side kick series, any piece of it. Today, try sitting cross-legged, whatever leg in front. Notice which one's in front. And try just sitting up tall. And if you can't do that, put a little pillow under your sit bones so that your hips are a little higher than your knees, or a meditation cushion, or sit on an actual chair, but preferably on the ground. And then we're going to sit up nice and tall, and we're going to just forward fold over our hips. So notice which one's in front, and forward fold until you feel a stretch in the hip that is connected to the foot in front. Hopefully that one you feel more stretch in. That said, feel it wherever you feel it. If you want to come all the way down to elbows in front of you, you could do that. If that feels like way too much, you could have your hands and you could just bend your elbows until you feel a nice stretch. Try to keep for this one your back kind of neutral. Bring your heart down and focus on that stretch through your hip. If that feels terrible and your hips hate it, you can straighten one leg out, bring that left leg across, and just kind of hug in to your chest and lean into the thigh. See if you can feel more of a stretch that feels comfortable without any strain doing that if the other one doesn't feel useful in your body. Or you can do figure 4 stretch, but we're trying to do a different one here. So as you come forward and you feel that stretch in your hip, try to then walk your hands to the left. So your heart is over that left knee a little bit, and see if you can bend down even more. Again, focusing on where do you feel that stretch in that hip connected to the front foot. Breathing into it as you exhale, see if you can go a little lower. And then walk up to upright sitting again and switch, put the other foot in front. Sitting nice and tall, walk your hands forward until you feel a stretch. You might notice a difference. One of my hips is way tighter than the other hip. And again, if you say, I hate sitting like this, you can try straightening out the leg you're not stretching, pulling the one you are stretching into your chest, and just kind of leaning into it. So knee comes to opposite shoulder, just like we would be doing if we were laying down. Those of you who have been doing class with me forever have done figure 4 stretch 4,000 times. So that's another beautiful option for this same group of muscles. And then as you breathe into the tightness in your hip, just see if you can lower a little more, releasing each breath, inviting it to open, to let go of some of that tightness. Each exhale, a little deepening, a little more letting go. The inhale, the invitation, the exhale, the letting go. Always gentle. And then walk your hands around over that bent knee that is in front to feel more stretch. Nice. And come back up. Okay, you can unwind your legs a little bit if you want, put them in front of you or keep them cross-legged. Just gonna do a couple of the shoulder and thoracic movements. If you prefer to be sitting on a chair, you can do that too. So sitting up nice and tall, feeling your sit bones right under you, shoulders stacked on top of your hips, and lift tall through that top of the head, little helium balloon. I always say, pretend there's a helium balloon lifting you up instead of gravity smashing you down. So with that lift, start rolling your shoulders. As you roll your shoulders, squeeze them up to your ears and squeeze them back and squeeze them down. As you go down, release all that tension. As you come up again, squeeze the tension, give it a hug. And as you come back and down, let it go. We are all sort of carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. So squeezing and saying, ah, I can set it down. 2 more, squeeze. Give those muscles that hold so much a hug and tighten them so that they can then go, ah, I can let go. So the tightening first, hugging around them. Yes, I see you holding the weight of the world. And then the letting go, exhale, sigh them down and let them sit down. Let your ears not be best friends with your shoulders. Let your shoulder blades sit in your back pockets and take a breath. With that lift through the top of the head, allow your right ear to come towards your right shoulder. And if you feel so much tightness on that left neck, reach your left hand up and give yourself a little squeeze massage through the neck, all the way up into the base of the head. You don't have to be a LMT to give yourself a little massage. Just squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then let your hand rest again and see if it feels more open. Remember your breath. Come back up, upright again. Helium balloon lifts you tall. Don't compress your spine as you come back up. And then go over to the left shoulder, left ear towards left shoulder. And if you feel a lot of tension in that right trapezius, squeeze it out with your right hand. Give yourself a little massage. If on either side you feel when you bend your neck, not a stretch, but a pinch on the going towards it side, put your finger or 2 fingers right at the pinch while you're upright. Lift toward the eyeball, so forward and up very gently. Hold that lift to clear the facet and bend over your fingers as you maintain that lift. Decrease the pinching, clear your facet, and allow you to side bend, hopefully, and then get a nice stretch. You can do that on either side. Big breath in and nice. Come up. We're going to open our hands from our heart. Put your fingertips over your heart and open them forward and out and bring them back as far as you can, opening your chest. See how far back you can come, and then tip your fingertips back towards each other and then bend them forward and come together in front again, arching. So kind of like you're going to give yourself a hug, but keeping your hands in front of you and arching that back into kind of that cat position again as you reach hands forward, space between the shoulder blades back, and then tuck your chin down and let your thoracic open. Breathe in and then open your hands as you come upright to behind you again. Opening your chest, and then you might feel a little median nerve glide, a little tingliness in your hands or your forearms as you bring your fingertips back towards each other. And then coming forward again. Fingertips together, reach them forward. So your shoulder blades will come forward, your head will tuck, and your spine between your shoulder blades is going to push back away from your hands. And let your head kind of just go where your head wants to go, releasing tension through the base of the neck down into the thoracic. Good, and then come back up. Bring your hands back to heart and lower them down, palms facing up. We're going to do a little front of neck scalene opener. So put your right hand on your collarbone, just holding kind of the skin over your collarbone on that left side with your right hand. And then we're going to lift the chin up. You may already feel a stretch in front of your neck. And then you're going to kind of tilt and lift over towards the right shoulder. Just keeping that chin lift and that opening. You might feel tension into your ear, down into your collarbone, into your jaw. It might feel like it's deep into your head. Gentle, lovely opening, invitation to open. Breathe into the neck, and as you exhale, maintain that hold on the skin and muscles over your collarbone, allowing your hand to be flat, a nice flat hand, not fingertips, but a flat hand is over the bottom of your collarbone, holding kind of your pectorals down and the insertion of your scalenes down, and just finding that neck opening. And you can move your head around, whatever you want to do. You can bring your chin straight up, extending your neck. And then bring it back forward, drop that hand, bring your hand to your collarbone, other hand. So left hand now to right collarbone, holding the fascia nice flat, holding the fascia, the skin, the muscle insertions down, lifting up and around. Find your stretch. Everybody's neck is a little different. There are 3 scalenes, anterior, middle, and posterior. There's also sternocleidomastoid and all sorts of other hyoid muscles and all sorts of stuff in the front of the neck, platysma, all sorts of fun things. So find what feels needed, useful, and good. Breathe into it. You might be different on either side. There are no preconceived ideas. Just find the stretch that feels good. You might look straight up. And coming back. Beautiful. Okay, friends, let's come to standing for a moment. We're running out of time, but let's come all the way up. Oopsie. Okay. In standing, we are going to do one of 2 things. One is you can stand nice and tall, and then we're going to come back into a chair pose and hold it. If that feels not good for you, you can find a wall and you can come into a wall sit. So that would be leaning into the wall, feet way away from the wall, and then sitting down until your quads are engaged. Or if you don't like either of those, you can do sit to stand, down and up out of the chair as we do these. Either way, we'll all be getting similar work. So standing with hip distance apart feet and allowing your hands to go forward as your hips go back. Keeping your knees right over your ankles, finding that balance and that place where you're weight bearing on both legs. And you can kind of sit down and do little bounces. Knees are over ankles as much as you can. Heart is lifted, breathing, and then straighten up, lower your hands and squeeze your buns. Hips forward, tight, and then back. Coming and doing, 5 or 6 or 7 bounces, lowering, weight bearing equally on both feet. Weight is back in the heels, heart is lifted, and then lower your hands, lift yourself up, squeeze your buns, tight, tight. If you don't like these, sit on the wall until your knees are however low they want to be and your quads are engaged. Leaning your back against the wall, keeping upright posture, still getting those quads engaged, still weight bearing equally. Coming up, squeeze, zipper everything up when you come up. 3 more. Lower down and hold. Zip, zip, zip. Very nice. And up, and zipper squeeze. Squeeze everything together at the hips. And down. Breathing, shoulders relaxed. And up. Was that 3 or was that 2? One more for good measure because I can't count. Love you. Good. And up. And zipper squeeze. Nice. Okay, if you've been wall sitting, come back over with us. I'm going to stand with our feet slightly narrower than hip distance. Nice and tall, in a mountain pose, core engaged, spine is neutral, not like this, not like this, just nice and neutral. Shoulders relaxed, head is tall. Standing like this, we're going to shift all of our weight onto the left foot. So all the weight onto the left without dropping your hips, lift the right leg up and just place your foot wherever it wants to be. Can come out, can be forward. Staying with that rootedness through the left foot and driving the weight down. So gluteus medius now that we worked before is holding our pelvis. Holding that pelvis level, not letting us drop like this. So nice and level. Good. Go ahead and replace that foot. Shake your hips out. We're going to do one more on that side. This time, if your balance feels good, you can have your hands out, palms facing up. Drive into that left foot, feeling glutes engage. Lift the right foot up. And if you're feeling like that is easy balance, you can start looking left to right. Destabilizing your gaze, challenging your balance. Woo! Breathing, rooting, tight tummy. It should be wobbly, that's good. As you're ready, replace your foot and do a little shimmy shimmy. Shake out your hips, little hula hoop. Then feet under you again. Find that nice tall posture again. And all the weight on the right leg. Take tummy, unweight, and hold. Check in with your hips. Are they level? Or did one drop? Or did one hike? Try to get them level. Just like if you're standing on 2 feet. Good job. Balance is something to practice every day. Stand on one leg as you brush your teeth. Woo. Okay, good. Shake it out. Now we're going to do one more with destabilizing the gaze. So come back up. Sorry, I'm rushing a little because I'm looking at the time going, eek. My beautiful people need to leave at 11, I bet. Grounding through that foot, level pelvis, and then look left and look right. If standing on one leg is a major challenge already, just stand on one leg. It's really, really hard. Stare at something that's not moving to stabilize your gaze, to make it easier. 3 pieces of balance: vision, vestibular, and proprioceptive. Vestibular is inner ear. Vision is eyes. Proprioceptive is inside of your joints and muscles. We're trying to get that proprioception firing by taking out our primary vision a little bit. Good. Shake it out, hula hoop your hips. Okay, friends, we're gonna come back down to our mat. I would normally have us come through some kind of lovely downward facing dog. If you want to do that, please go for it. Otherwise, we're just gonna meet on the mat, laying down, releasing the tension, and coming into a place of integration of all that you just did, breathing, Shavasana, corpse pose, final meditation. As always, blanket is invited to be comfy. You can put a pillow under your knees, under your head. I will sit up because I tend to get too quiet if I lay down. And just checking in once again with that self, that inner self, the inner landscape of you. And noticing what might feel different now versus an hour ago. Taking a seat again with your next inhale, that heart center. Checking in there. Seeing if there might be less stirring, less tension, less anxiety, less holding the whole world. Maybe there's more space. Maybe there's some more freedom. Maybe there's a little perspective or distance. Maybe your inhale comes in more easily. Maybe there's a bit of peace. Whatever you're witnessing, just acknowledging that shift that you made. And allowing your body to be heavy, being held by your mat. Beneath the mat is the floor. Beneath the floor is the earth. Beautiful Mother Earth holding you sweetly, supporting your body, supporting your whole life so sweetly. Allow yourself to be heavy and to just release into this holding. Allow your breath to move gently anywhere that it goes. Letting go of any ideas of should, any ideas of keeping track of everything, all the striving. Just let your breath move where your breath wants to go, in whatever pace, whatever depth. The most natural thing, the inhale and the exhale. Letting yourself just watch, be peaceful. And your body be even heavier. Integrating all that you did, all that you are, all that has shifted. And then feeling your inhale, full of light, breathing into all the cells of your body with peace and healing. Notice the light, the sparkle within your inhale, and notice it. Just watch it flow through your body. Each inhale, another chance to notice, to be soft and kind with yourself, to be present with whatever is there. Each inhale, bringing in that healing light, that space, that peace. Each exhale, another chance to let go, intentionally releasing, intentionally grounding, letting yourself be held, letting go. And allowing yourself to come back to awareness of your toes and your fingertips and wiggling them, taking a deeper inhale with intention to return to your day and your week. A deep inhale of activation, of integration, of coming back. When you're ready, wiggle your whole body and feel that you are back here in body. You can roll to your side, take a breath there, and then sit up when you're ready. Gently, moving gently, softly, slowly. And then when you get to upright, keeping your eyes closed or softly gazing and taking a nice deep inhale, bringing your hands up overhead. Bringing your hands together overhead at the top of your big inhale, feeling the strength and the length and the beauty of your body. Turning palms down and exhaling, releasing and coming into your day with intention. Whatever intention, whatever peace you want to carry forth, setting that to your heart center. Little seed of intention. When you're ready, open your eyes. Namaste. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in you. And I will see you Monday next week at 10. And then we'll have a summer break. But I will post a couple videos that are new so they're not all old and boring. Okay, love to you all. Have a beautiful week. Thank you for joining. And see you soon.